I'm what they call a creature of the night. It's not uncommon for me to stay up until the rising of the sun. In fact, most weekends, I do just that. So, it wasn't unusual for me to be up at 2:29 a.m. on a Saturday morning. It was unusual to receive a phone call at that time. Still, I didn't think much of it. I have a fairly large family, and my grandma had been in and out of the hospital recently. I picked up the phone, and I said, "Hello, is there anyone there?" There were no intelligible words I could make out. It was just the rustling and low growling noises coming from the other end of the line. I hung up the phone, figuring it was some kids playing a practical joke. I picked up my controller and resumed playing my game. The phone rang a third time, and once again I ignored it. On the fourth ring, I was fed up with the little brats. I answered, yelling into the receiver. This time, I got a response. The person on the other end said, "Terrence, you're gonna pay." "Pay for what?" I asked. A click was the only response I received. This had to be a prank from one of my brain-dead friends. I was not a bad guy, and I couldn't think of anything I had done to anyone. Still, my heart was beating faster, and I could hardly keep myself from looking outside the window. I decided to make a preliminary check around my house. I've seen enough horror movies to know the possible ways of entry. I made sure all the doors were locked and windows were shut. As I rounded back to my gaming chair, I looked out the window to see a lone man standing directly beneath the streetlight across the street from my house. He was holding a large fire axe and had some sort of mask over his face. To my dismay, he was slowly crossing the street directly to my house. Officially, I began to freak out. I did my civic duty and promptly let the cops know. At this point, the man had marched directly to my front door and began smashing it in with his axe. I was still in college at this time, so the dump of the house I was renting was not known for having reinforced anything. With a few heavy strikes, the masked stranger had the door sliced into ribbons. I was hiding in my bedroom, in my closet, actually. If I could just remain hidden long enough for the police to arrive, then I'd be okay. My bedroom door was kicked in, and I heard the man checking underneath the bed. Next, he moved to the bathroom. My heart began to beat outside my chest. There was nowhere else to check but the closet. Still, I heard no sirens. It looked as if it was up to me. I closed my eyes in resolve and prepared for the man to open the door. I heard his heavy footfalls, making the old floorboards creak with each step. As he neared, my breath became more rapid. He must have been able to hear them. No point in hiding anymore. He was reaching for the door. I exploded into motion, kicking the heavy wooden door directly into his face with so much force it came off its hinges. The intruder was slammed across the room. In seconds, I was on top of him, ripping him to shreds with my bare hands. All was over in a flash. After all, I am a creature of the night.